Good morning to one and all. In the today's class, I am going to explain about torque and speed equations. So before analyzing the various characteristics of the motors, let us revise speed and torque equations which are applied to various types of motors. This is a torque equation, armature torque equation which I derived in the previous class. Right? Armature torque equation TA is equal to 0.159 pi. Pi is the flux produced when current is passing through the field winding. IA is the armature current, P is the number of poles, Z means number of conductors divided by A means number of parallel path in an DC motor. Okay, so in this expression 0.159 PZA is constant. Then equation 1 is reduced to TA directly proportional to pi into IA. So in this expression you have been left out with pi into IA. Okay, so now what is pi? So pi is the flux. So here pi is the flux produced when current is passing through field winding. This is the field winding in the case of shunt motor. In the case of series motor, this is the field winding. So the flux will be produced here. Okay. So what I can write here, the flux is directly proportional to the field winding. Flux is directly proportional to field winding by which the current is passing through this field winding. Okay. Therefore, what I written here, the produced flux is directly proportional to the current passing through the field winding. The current passing through the field winding is I field. In general I have taken here. If it is a shunt motor, the field current is ISH. Right? ISH is the field current in the case of shunt motor. So if the supply voltage is constant, V is the supply voltage is constant, then obviously the field current is constant. Because RHS is constant, field current is constant, therefore the flux produced in this field winding is also constant. Therefore, what will happen? From the general equation, in the case of DC motors, TA is directly proportional to IA because this flux is constant. That's what I written here. Okay, the flux is constant. TA is directly proportional to IA because this flux is constant. Okay, if we come to DC series motor, what will happen? This is your series motor. The current through this field winding is ISC. IA is the armature current, IL is the load current. All three currents are equal. Okay, they are in series. Therefore, the flux produced is directly proportional to field winding. In this case, the field winding means field winding current is ISC is equal to IA. Therefore, flux is directly proportional to IA equals ISC. So one thing keep it in mind, in the case of series motor, the flux is directly proportional to armature current. Nothing but your ISC only. Okay, that is field current. Is it clear? That's what I written here. In a DC series motor, ISC is same as IA. ISC is same as IA. Hence, flux is proportional to armature current. Flux is proportional to armature current IA. Therefore, the general equation TA is equal to directly proportional to IA into pi. Here both are variable. In the previous case, in the case of shunt motor, pi is constant. Here pi and Ia both are variable. And then it is Ia square. Ia square in the sense it will be in parabolic in nature, characteristic. I will show it in later on. Okay. So this is the torque equation. Torque equation for the shunt motor, and this is the torque equation for the series motor. Okay. Next, you have the generated EMF, that is back EMF in a DC motor, that is EB. Here the generated EMF, electromotive force, or back EMF in a DC motor is expressed by an equation EB is equal to pi P and Z divided by 60A, right? So this derivation I did in the last class. Here I taken the expression directly. Okay. So in this expression, P, Z, A are constant values. P, Z, A are constant values. Then you have been left out with EB directly proportional to pi and N. N directly proportional to EB by pi. Okay. So here you ignore the brush drop, as you know that the brush drop is very small. It will be in the terms of 1 volt and 2 volt. So here I ignore the brush drop here. So the generated EMF in the DC motor is given by the expression EB is equal to V minus Ia Ra. This one I already derived. I have taken directly here. Okay. So for shunt motor, as you know that pi is constant. So this pi is constant. If pi is constant, okay, I removed from the expression. You substitute EB value here, then you will get the speed of the armature. N is the speed of the armature, is directly proportional to V minus Ia into Ra. For series motor, flux is proportional to Ia, armature current. Therefore, in the place of flux, you have to write Ia. Then rest of the equation you write it same as it is. But here, instead of ISC, I written Ia, because ISC equal to Ia in the case of series motor, right? The same current will be flow across this combination. Therefore, in the place of ISC, I had written Ia. So in the place of pi, you have to write Ia. Okay. So these are all the various speed equations in shunt motor and series motor. Okay. Next, DC motor characteristics. Mainly there are three important DC motor characteristics are there. Okay. So the first one is torque armature current characteristics, T versus Ia. It is also called torque load characteristics because armature current is the load current, or electrical characteristics. The second characteristics is speed versus armature current characteristics, or armature current is also called as a load. Therefore, it is called speed versus load characteristics. Then you have speed versus torque characteristics. It is also called mechanical characteristics. It is also called mechanical characteristics. So these three characteristics you have to study for DC shunt motor as well as for DC series motor. Okay. So three characteristics what I explained. So first we will start with the characteristics for DC shunt motor. In the case of DC shunt motor, you know that in the case of DC shunt motor, torque is directly proportional to armature current, right? Torque is directly proportional to armature current because V is constant, RSH is constant, therefore field winding current ISH is constant. Therefore, the flux is directly proportional to field current. Here the field current flux is directly proportional to the field current. Therefore, the field current is ISH. Field current is ISH. Okay, from equation 1 I can write it as TA is directly proportional to IA. T is directly proportional to IA. Therefore, so this is an T versus IA, torque versus armature current. Okay, here it might be observed here, when the armature current increases, the torque also increasing for an armature, right? Torque means twisting force of an armature is called torque. If you come to shaft is heavily loaded. So if you want to start the shaft, initially you required this much of armature current to run an shaft. Okay, that's what I written here. Large current, armature current required to start shaft. Then the second characteristics is speed versus IA. Right, the second characteristics is speed versus IA. So if you come to speed versus IA, you have the equation speed is equal to V minus IA RA. N is equal to N directly proportional to V minus IA RA for shunt motor, right? For series motor, this equation you have to consider. I already derived this one. I'm going to write this equation directly in the here. So N directly proportional to V minus IA RA. Here the supply voltage V is constant. If the load increases, then armature current increases, then this component will increases as shown here. So 2 to 3 I had increased. I assumed here V as 4 4. If you subtract, then it will become 4 minus 2 2, 4 minus 3 equal to 1. Means what happened to the over value of the N? It is decreasing. Means the speed is reduces. That one you have to show it in the graph. If the armature current increases, the speed is decreases, little bit decreases, but still for practical purposes we will assume a speed of the motor is constant. Is it clear? For practical purposes we will assume the speed of the motor is constant. Then you have speed torque characteristics. The characteristics will remain same for this case also, whatever you have drawn from the previous case. The only thing is, in the place of IA you have to write T, because the torque is directly proportional to IA. Okay, so the place of IA I written here T. T is directly proportional to the speed of the motor. Okay, the graph for second and third case remain same. If we come to DC series motor, okay, what's the torque equation we have derived? The torque equation is directly proportional to IA pi, directly proportional to IA square. Pi won't be there. Okay, so here you have the square term. If you have the armature current square term, the curve will be in parabolic in nature with respect to torque. Okay, if you see here, this is IA versus T. This is parabolic in nature when you have square term. If you don't have square term, it is linearly increased with respect to IA. Again here also the same thing. Initially you require some torque current to run the shaft. This much of torque current, armature current is required to run the shaft. Okay, then you have the speed armature current characteristics. So these characteristics you got from here, right? N is equal to V minus IRA, IA minus IA RSC divided by pi. In the case of series motor, the pi is directly proportional to armature current IA. So in the place of pi, you write down IA. Okay. So Here the speed of the motor is inversely proportional to the armature current, right? Therefore the speed of the motor is reduces with respect to armature current, because the rest of the things that much won't affect, because Ia and Rac are very small values. Okay, the effect on change in Ia on speed overrides the effect in the whole expression. Therefore n is directly inversely proportional to Ia. N is inversely proportional to Ia. If we come to speed torque equation, torque is directly proportional to Ia square. Okay, so n is in the place of Ia, you write down t value, that is square root of t value. Okay, so as the torque increases, the speed decreases, right? Speed decreases as the load increases. So this graph and this graph remains same, because the torque is directly proportional to armature current, similar to the previous case shunt motor. Okay, I hope you understood. You just go through these characteristics. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can call me back. Okay, of course you have some more problems. Okay, just go through that, direct substitutions, just go through that. If you have any doubt, you can call me back. Thank you.